Hands again.
My hands are so cold.
Bonjour, my name is David DeVere. I'm a wine and spirits educator and world traveler, and this is Savvy Nomad TV, and you're watching the Eau de Vie edition. This is a tour of Scotland. I think it's sold as an advent calendar. We're way past that, but we're going to do it now in the nippy parts of the year. So this is January. When you're watching it, it will be February, but it's January for me. In this lovely slipcase, you find this little box, and it opens like this. And inside we have 24 little bottles of Scotch, 2 glasses, and a nice manual. This manual is very well printed. This entire box is well done. This is a UK product that got exported and then imported into the US, and I bought it at my local Costco. If you live in the UK, you can find these at various grocery stores, I believe, in your country, but here in the US, I believe Costco is the only one selling it. That's where I bought it. Now, if you have one of these, you know what we're doing because you watched this introductory video. If you don't have one, what we're doing is we're going to taste 2 scotches every week for 12 weeks, and I'm going to upload my results here on YouTube. But we're taking it one step further. Sara and I are going to go out into the wilderness, into the wilds of the winter of northern Minnesota, and show you a little wintry scene while we taste these 2 scotches. In this part of the studio setting here in the corner of my living room, I want to fill in some of the holes that are left by this manual, because the manual does a good overview of how whiskeys are made, but there are a few things, a few concepts that I bet you would like to know. Here's the first one, and this is going to be quite brief each episode, so hang in with me. Here's the first one. Whiskeys or vodkas or gins are made out of grains. Those grains are essentially what they call malt. And that malt means that the barley that is used as the base ingredient for those grain mixtures, because you can have barley, you can have wheat, you can have corn, you can have rye, that barley has to be there every time, and it needs to be warmed up, heated up, and sprouted just a little bit to kick off a unique enzyme unique to barley. And that enzyme allows barley to break down the starches, turn them into sugars, which allows fermentation to start happening. They're basically making beer, and they take that beer and they put it in a still, and they separate the liquid and the beer, and they concentrate the alcohol. That's how they start when they make whiskeys, gins, vodkas. What else can you use to do that? Well, you could take a wine, you could take grapes, you could ferment the grapes, turn them into wine, and from that you make brandies, gins, and vodkas. 2 separate processes to start to end at the same spot. So cognac and brandy, like a Slivovitz, or even other Spanish brandies, the Duke de Alba, that's a nice one. Those all start out of wine, and scotches, which has got a whole box here, or American whiskeys or Irish whiskeys, all start with beer as their base ingredient. Now, when you get to gin, you can have either, vodkas either, it doesn't matter. Vodka is what we consider neutral spirit. There's no flavors, additional flavors as there is with whiskeys or brandies. Okay? Does that make sense? So you can either start with beer or you can start with wine, but you need to start with something that has low alcohol where you condense it in the still. Okay, now I'm going to take you out into the wilds of northern Minnesota. We're going to go onto a little trail. We've got a lot of them here in this city, and I want to show you an overlook of downtown. In the background will be the great icon of our city here in Duluth. It's the Lift Bridge. We are situated right on the shore of the world's largest lake, Lake Superior. We're going to use some of that water to cut our whiskey in the upcoming portion of the video. But Lake Superior is such a wonderful natural resource. We are very lucky to live here, and I wanted to show that to you first. Okay, we are on the shores of Lake Superior today. This is our city where we live in Duluth, Minnesota. I thought it would be fitting to start with an overview of the city, and Sarah's got the whiskey box. We're gonna set it up for you right here. We just had 6 inches of fresh snow. It's like a magic show and my trusted assistant. Okay, so here's the whiskey box.
Keep holding that because we don't want it to go off the back.
Let's not lose the paperwork. I'm just gonna set it here. I'm gonna come back to that in a minute. Now, what do you think the temperature is?
It was 10 Fahrenheit on our way over here,
10.
which was better than we started this morning, which was at 3 maybe.
And the noise is slightly scrunchy. It's because I forgot my microphone. So we're using the microphone from the camera itself. Okay, so here's the first whiskey.
So cute.
And this is from Speyside, 4-year-old. And I'm gonna just pour it. I think just pour it in here. Just pour it in here, right here.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna just keep holding on to the box so nothing tips over the side, because I don't know, it's a 10 or 20 foot drop, and the snow got a little deep, so I think it might get buried if it fell off.
So that's our first whiskey. Here's our second whiskey. I'm gonna pour these inside of the box holders. Why not? We'll just use the box as our props. This one is from the Highlands.
Whoa there, we still have to drive home.
I think we'll be just fine. I'm a practiced professional.
And I'm a tiny sipper, which means I guess I'll have to drive home after Dave finishes these
We
all.
brought a funnel to put the extra back in. Okay, so we're gonna taste both of these,
Okay,
smell them and taste them without any added water, and then we're gonna add a little water to them.
okay.
All right, so I'm gonna smell this first.
So that's the Speyside?
This is the Speyside. 4-year-old whiskey. It's so freaking cold out here.
Can't smell anything.
I can't really smell much but whiskey.
Let me get a sniff. Yeah, smells like whiskey.
I hate when people say that about wine. So the guidebook here that comes with the box says, here's what we should be getting. Lemongrass fresh orange with oily barley.
My favorite.
Oily barley. All right, let's taste it. Oh. I like whiskey. Sarah's not really much of a fan.
That's surprisingly not too bad.
Okay, so oily barley. Do you agree?
It's more like soap for me, but
Soapy barley?
tasty soap.
Okay.
Oh, it's very warming. Whew. Okay.
I'm gonna grab in your pocket.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna get our little water bottle out. This is Lake Superior water.
Yay.
And so the idea is you put a little bit in your glass. That might have been too much, but you know.
We're not doing an exact science at the moment.
We're outside tasting whiskey at 10 degrees. So let's see how that changes the nose. I would say that the oily barley did come through in that taste.
I did think at my first sniff that I could smell a tiny bit of orange, which again can be a cleaning product. Here, this is classy. Let me just hold it like this.
With your mitten.
I feel like the smell is fainter now that water's in there, but
It's supposed to have a salted caramel and sponge cake finish. And on the palate, cherry bakewell, spice, brown sugar, and buttered crumpets.
I'm not getting that.
I mean, I love copywriters.
But yeah, they did a nice job on that packet or that booklet insert.
I can see the buttered crumpets.
It's a little buttery.
It's buttery. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yikes. Let's put that aside and put that back in.
Here we are. Let's move on to our next one.
Okay, number 2.
So number 2. Let me make sure the camera's still recording. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
The camera's still working. She told me to get rid of my gloves, so I have.
I mean, he should wear them.
Look
but
how our whiskey was from our house, and it's warm, and you can see it's actually steamy in the inside of the glass because it's warmer than out here.
yeah, it's really cold.
Okay, so this is from the Highlands.
Okay.
Oh, that's much different.
Oh, that is way different. Okay, wait, I have to sniff some more.
This is. Let's see.
I feel like it's herby, like thyme, maybe not thyme, but something herbaceous.
The first one was 46% alcohol. These are both single malts. The second one is 46% alcohol. This is 7 years in oak. The first one was 4 years in oak. On the nose, they're saying apricot, wheats, fresh pancakes, melted butter, and a dusting of cinnamon.
Oh, that's not what I'm getting. I'm getting herby or medicinal in a good way. Can I go ahead and taste it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Much thicker body. Now, that one seems more of the buttery, but only because it feels very thick and I don't know what it is. That's pretty good.
Wow, I like doing this. This is fun.
I like the Highlands.
This is nice. It's very buttery.
Yeah, very buttery.
It's thick. It's bigger, thicker body.
Yeah.
It's almost sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is very nice. I'm gonna
very
add
palatable.
a little drip to it. Okay, so this is supposed to be honeyed toast and toffeed apple with oak spice and juicy raisins.
Okay.
I don't get that. And then on the finish, lemon curd and buttery pastry with toasty oak and sweet malt.
Okay.
Sure.
Let's have a tiny bit.
Okay, let's see if I can just get a little wee dram.
Ooh, that was a nice pour. All right.
Okay.
Another
Let's see how
sniff.
it opens up.
Another sip.
I don't think it's more aromatic.
I think I could let go. I feel like it's okay.
All right.
It's pretty wide rail right there.
Oh, I love down parkas. If you don't live in a place where you don't need a down parka, you're kind of missing out because look at all the awesome pockets it has and the furry collar. And I just feel like a polar bear in these things.
Oh, I liked it better without the water. The thickness of it without the added water was such a nice texture on my tongue.
Yeah.
I think I preferred it sans eau.
Sans eau,
Sans eau.
as they would say en
Sans
français.
l'eau. I think I am driving.
I preferred it sans eau as well. It was bigger, buttery, and
Bigger,
nicer.
buttery, bodier.
Bigger, buttery,
Body.
and bodier. Nice.
Okay, no, I
Don't
just do
worry.
still have to hold it.
Okay, that's it for
Fun.
this episode, the first episode of Whiskey with Sara and Dave. I don't know what we're calling this. This is the Costco whiskey box, obviously. And we're going to go through 2 of these the next 12 weeks. This is week number 1.
Contrast, compare. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get it.
If you've enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you like the episode, give me a thumbs up. My thumbs are going
So cold.
back into my coat. We'll be back next week with a new spot in Duluth, another wintry wonderland for you to explore. Lake Superior is gorgeous. If you've never been here, you're welcome to our city. It's a lovely place, year-round adventure as winter is. Okay, until next time, I say à tout à l'heure and cheers.
Cheers.